So continuing from where we left off, polynomials, we saw that depending on the degree, you could say that if they are linear polynomials or they are quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial if they are 3, the power is 3, or if the degree is 4, biquadratic polynomial. And depending on the number of terms, also you can classify polynomials. The first is monomial. What is a monomial? If suppose I have 2, only the constant is there. This is also a polynomial, but there is only one term and the degree is 0. I can write it as 2x power 0. So this is a monomial. That means only one term. Another example, x squared. It's a monomial. So if you have just one term and it satisfies the conditions of a polynomial, then it is a monomial. Suppose then you can go on to binomial. It has two terms, 2x squared minus 3, two terms. So the power degree, if you see, it is positive and it is an integral value, it's an integer. So you have 2x squared minus 3, that is a binomial. Then trinomial, 3 terms, 3x to the power 4 plus 7x minus 4, let's say. It is a trinomial because you have 3 terms. See, all that we are talking about are polynomials in one variable. They may have more than one variable. There may be xy, there may be xyz. But here, now we will be talking only about one variable. So let's, it may be x or y or z, but it's only one variable in this particular session that we are going to do. So now, let's do a few questions based on what we have learned till now. Which of the following expressions are polynomials in one variable and which are not? So let us look at the first one. 4x squared minus 3x plus 7. First, let us see if it is a polynomial. Polynomial, see degree, what is the degree of this? The degree is 2, that is the greatest power. And it is it in one variable or more than one variable? There is only x, there is no other variable. So it is a polynomial in one variable. There is no, all the powers are, say 2, the power of this is 1 here. Here the degree is the x to the power 1 it is. So the degree of this particular polynomial is 2, and also we can say that it is a polynomial in one degree. That is a polynomial in one variable. Now next, second, y squared plus root 2. So this is, yes. What about this? This also, what is the degree of this polynomial? Degree of the polynomial is 2. So, and this is a constant value, y squared plus root 2. So I can say this is a polynomial in a single variable. The next one, 3 root t plus t root 2. So if you see what happens here, 3t to the power half plus t root 2. So one of the rules that we learned is that a polynomial cannot have such fractional values. The degree cannot, the power of any of the variables cannot be in such fractional values. So they have to be 0, 1, 2, 3 and in that form. You cannot have negative values and you cannot have fractional values. So therefore this is not a polynomial. And the next one, y plus 2 by y. How can I write it? I can write it as 2y plus 2y to the power minus 1. So if you see there, the power, it's a negative value over here. So this is also not a polynomial in one variable. So next, x to the power 10. Let me write it here. X to the power 10 plus y cube plus t to the power 50. So now we have to see whether is it a polynomial in one variable. How many variables are here? X, y and t, 3 variables. So it is not a polynomial in one variable. It is a polynomial in actually 3 variables. Whereas the question that is asked is find out all the polynomials in one variable. So this is how you would do this kind of questions. This is the kind of reasoning that you should do to get the right answer. Now let's go on to the next question. The next question. So 2 plus x squared plus x. So the question is, find out the coefficients of x squared. So in this, which is x squared term? This is x squared term. And what is the coefficient of this? It is 1. Okay. So the coefficient of x squared to 1. Now the next question. 2 minus x squared plus x cube. X squared, what is the coefficient of this? There is a minus here, it's very important to note that. So it basically means there is a minus 1. So the coefficient is minus 1. Next. So the question that is being asked is coefficient of x squared. So you have to be careful and not find the coefficient of any of the other terms. So pi by 2 x squared plus x. So what is the coefficient of x squared? Pi by 2. So pi by 2 is the coefficient of x squared. The next question. Root 2x minus 1. Root 2x minus 1. So in this, is there an x squared term? No. So we can't say anything about this. There is absolutely no x squared term. So if there were an x squared term, then the coefficient would have been 0, causing this to disappear. So the answer for that would be 0. So the coefficient of x squared would be 0 in this particular question. So the next question is, give one example each of a binomial of degree 35. Binomial of degree 35. Binomial means 2 terms and the degree is 35. So I can write anything. So 4x to the power 35 plus 3. This is a binomial and the degree is 35. Now the next question. And a monomial of degree 100. Monomial of degree 100. 5t to the power 100. It is the variable is t and the power is 100. And the monomial is only one term here. So you can make your own answers. This is not the only answer. So there can be infinite possibilities for all these. So the next question. Write the degree of each of the following polynomials. So the degree of the following polynomials. Let me write all the questions. So 5x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7x. Second one, 4 minus y squared, 5t minus root 7 and 3. Now in this first one, what is the degree? The maximum, the variable is x, and what is the maximum power of this? 3. So the answer is 3. 3 is the degree. And in this, what is the variable? Y is the variable. What is the maximum power? 2, and so the degree is 2. Here, what is the variable? T is the variable, and what's the power? 1. Therefore, the degree is 1. So now the next one. Classify the following as linear, quadratic and cubic polynomials. X squared plus x. As I am writing it, you can write the answers, and you can check when I do it. Y plus y squared plus 4, 1 plus x, 3t, r squared, and 7 x cube. So the question is, find out whether they are linear, quadratic or cubic polynomials. What is the degree? 2. So it is a quadratic polynomial. The degree here is 3. That's the maximum value. So this is cubic. What about this? Yes, it is 2, and so it is quadratic. Here the x has a power of 1. There is nothing else more than that. So it would be linear. And this also 1. Therefore linear. The power here is 2. So quadratic. The power there is 3. So the degree is 3, and you have a cubic polynomial. So this is the way to do these kind of problems. So we have seen the basics of polynomials. What are the kinds of polynomials? Your monomial. Depending on the number of terms, you can classify them as monomial, binomial or trinomial. And depending on the degree, you can classify them as linear, quadratic, cubic, biquadratic. Okay, so I hope you understood this and the first exercise that we have done. Now in the next session, I'll be talking about zeros of the polynomial and going on to do the remainder theorem and the factor theorem. See you then.